Okay everyone, so in this next lesson, I will be talking about on how we can go and align the text inside of our elements the same way that we did here in our section 2. So we were able to align our section 2 here by using the text align property. So let's discuss some of the other options that we have for this property. Now what I want to do here is to control A every content here so that I can copy all of it, and then I'm going to go and text align.html so at least we can have a specific file for it, and then copy paste it inside of here, and then try to open it up in our file explorer here, and that will be exactly the same content inside of our CSS positioning project. Now what I want to do here so that at least we can have a different title here, I will be replacing this with the text align property. Let's go and see and refresh this exercise for us. So we can now see that it's already text align property here. The text align property will be specifying the horizontal alignment of text in an element. So as you can see here, it is aligned right now. Most of our elements in our project here in the parent container are aligned on the left side of our project. So what I want to do here is to go and first try to remove this position relatives here, and so at least we can go and maximize the use of our text align property here and see what will be the effect. So let me just go and save that and then refresh. So at least we will have the div elements. Let me just check here. So we also want to go and remove this fixed position. Now let's go refresh. Now we have the elements aligned into a horizontal position, and we can see that most of the text inside of our elements are aligned on the left side of the element, inside of our element. So we can see that the parent element container text, the child 1, 2, 3, 4 texts are aligned left. If you're familiar in using the Microsoft word processor, there are a lot of similarities with regards to the values that we can use for the text align property. So we can align our divs here to the left. We can give text align left, which will be placing the text elements to the left. As we can see here, that's actually already the value here. We can also align right, which will align the text to the right side of our element. We have the value text align center and the value justify. If you're familiar with the values in the command buttons that are used in word processor, especially if we would want to go and align the text inside of our documents, it's almost the same as this one. The text align property values from where we can maximize and use in arranging the text inside of our elements. The reason that I want to go and discuss this further is because we can actually maximize the use of the text align property for us to be able to go and align the elements inside of a parent container to the center. This is commonly used for aligning text inside of an HTML page, but it can also be used to center divs as well. This is commonly known as the text align method for centering divs inside of our HTML page. And what we normally do here is that we go and enclose our div elements inside of a container. And sometimes some developers will call it wrapper or container. But the main trick here will be we will be using the text align property to center the parent element, then set the inside div to display inline block. In our case here, I actually placed it inside of the box name here, which is the general styling that we use to refer to be able to reference and refer to the child 1, 2, 3, 4, so that we won't need to go and try to declare this inside of each of the div elements here. I maximize the use of the class name box here so that this will be the rendered display for each of the child elements that are here. or the box child elements that we declared inside of our document. So the only thing that is left for us to do here so that we can go and center all of these elements will be to go and declare inside of our parent container the text align property, center, and save that and then refresh. You would see now that we have all of our child divs centered inside of our parent container. We can see here that the child2 here is not centered, mainly because we declared specifically for the child2 here the text align justify property. So if I go and comment that out, we can see now that the child2 element content or the text child2 is now also centered. So one keynote to remember here is that the reason why we had to go and declare the box declaration here and give it a value of display inline block, because by default we know that the default value for a div is block, and that will be spanning the whole width of the page. And once we go and set the inline block here, that will be ensuring that the div elements that we have here will only be spanning the width that we have set, which is, in this case, we have here 150 pixels height and width. I'm hoping that you got the idea on how to go and use the text align method for center aligning each of these child elements that the parent container here, the one with the crimson color, contains. And I'm hoping that this will be helping you out solve some issues when it comes to centering, aligning some of the div elements that you will be using for your future projects.